Alison Ball here. I wanted to just do a follow-up of my interview with Stephanie Gonzalez, the special ed teacher at my school, Center Elementary. She had some great answers. I'm hoping you saw and watched it first, the interview. Just a few things I wanted to follow up on. I thought it was really cool that it was her younger cousin. You know, she started off as an art teacher, and her younger cousin has an intellectual disability, and really I wouldn't have even known that phrase until I started taking this class. So that's definitely one way we tied it back to our reading. Another thing that I thought was interesting is that she says it's her responsibility to learn about the needs for each child. So each child has a different need, and I know it's just a hard job, and I understand that, but every single child that comes to her has a different need, and it's her job and responsibility to figure out that need. The other thing I thought that was interesting, we talked about all these different ways for children to learn, but really in special ed, she said that the best way for her to teach her students is through direct instruction. She can't just hand them a worksheet or something to do, and she really needs to be working one-on-one or with a small group, which we talked about, pulling the kids into some sort of small group and giving them direct instruction. One way I kind of disagree with her, though, is I do think there's a lot of technology pieces out there that the kids can do, no matter what their disability. There's different programs out there, and they love to get on those iPads, so I think there's some more besides just flat-out direct instruction. Pardon me. Again, about breaking the kids up into groups of similar skills. I found this interesting, and I talked to her about this on my video. It doesn't matter really their age. You have to take that into consideration, but I know she's our kindergarten through second special education teacher. So if she has a buddy in first grade and has a similar disability as someone in kindergarten, she can group them together. So she kind of groups them by the skills that they need. So it's not necessarily their age. I also think that it's a great thing that she says that she focuses on her strengths. We talked about the universal design, and I really loved that video that we watched in one of our earlier modules about talking about our kids or our students' strengths and asking the parents and the other teachers, how do you want them to look, what do you want to see for them when they're an adult? And one of those things that I feel like has always been missing in the meetings that I've attended are talking about children's strengths. So I was really happy to hear that Stephanie focuses on their strengths. She also made a really good point about, kids are smart. All kids are smart. And if they're coming to see her, they are aware of why. They know that if they're coming to work with her on reading, that they have an issue with reading. So she really has to work on building their self-esteem to say, you might struggle with reading, but you've got me one-on-one to help you, and we're going to get through it together, and you've got me to support you the whole way. I think that's great. And another difference that I found was when we spoke about inclusion. I think we've been talking in our program so far about really wanting to get the child to be included in the classroom as much as they can. And I thought for sure she would just say, oh yes, I totally agree with that. The more we can get them in there, let's do it. But she actually said, if it's appropriate and if it's okay with the teacher, if the teacher has enough support, if the student is in there and let's say they have a behavioral disorder, there's no point of pushing them into the classroom if they can't be in there. They're not getting anything from it. I'm sure it's stressing out the teacher. I've already been there. I know what that feels like, and it stresses out the kids around them. So nobody's really learning. So I thought that was kind of a difference just from the reading that I've been reading, that yes, include them in the classroom. We want them in there as much as they can, but don't force it. And finally, I thought she would maybe complain more about the paperwork, and I'm just really proud of her because she didn't. She just, she said she works from 7 to 6 at the beginning of the year and then tries to streamline it a little better to where she's not there as long. She didn't really necessarily tell me what she does to relieve stress. I thought she would say she does a workout class or meditates or something, but she really didn't. So I hope she's doing something. I didn't want to press her, but she did say that I think she just puts more time into it at the beginning, and then she can back off a little more. But I do think it's hard to be expected to be there, 7 till 6 at night, and that's for a seasoned special education teacher. It's hard. I know we do it as teachers. It's just I still think it's hard. So anyways, of course, the one thing she would like, if she could have anything in the world to help her, my first thought that she was going to say was less paperwork or more help, but she didn't. She's fine doing it on her own. She's fine doing it all if she just had more time. And one thing she said to me, and that she didn't say in the interview, is that if there was only more time to finish everything, and I would not be so tired. So that's the truth. I totally agree. And her advice, take time to get organized. It makes the difference. She kept talking about this color coding system in her classroom, so I'm definitely going to make sure when we go back to school in, 30 days? But when we go back, I'm going to make sure that I spend some time in her classroom and check out whatever this color coding system is. I have a passion for being organized. I really like it, and I think I will probably really enjoy her color coding system. So to wrap up, I really feel like she streamlined with a lot of our reading. She streamlined with a lot of what we've already been learning in class. So it felt good to start becoming familiar with some of the terms that we've been using, and for her to use those terms, and for me to know now that for the most part, what she's talking about, that builds up my confidence. So I really enjoyed that. And just to know we're all on the same page, pretty much. Anyways, I'm hoping to spend some time with her, and hopefully I can follow her around a little more in the future. She's just a really good person, and I know she's passionate about the kids, and she's a really good special education teacher. So I hope this video finds you. I'm going to do my best, and thanks again for this class. I know we're not completely finished, but I did just want to let you know I've really enjoyed your teaching. I can already tell with my next class it's not the same. It's not set up the same. It's not as organized as you have it. So without sounding like I'm kissing up or anything, I really mean it. I appreciate your organization, and I appreciate how you've broken down assignments and how much time they should take. That's been really nice to help keep us organized. So, all right, thank you. Well, technical difficulties. Sorry about that. Thanks. Bye.